So I didn't get a chance to do this video earlier or as soon as the CES ended, but I was really sick and I couldn't do anything. But now I get a chance to study even more of the new upcoming TVs that are coming from Sony, LG, and Samsung, which are the most prominent brands out there right now. And everything in CES is all about technology and all about the newest tech and everything. But what matters the most in CES and what people are always looking for are the TVs, because it's the only technology that brings people together, whether it's to watch a game or to play some video games, to watch a movie or anything. TVs brings people to the living room or to restaurants or places. So TVs are the ones that drags most of the attention. And this year, oh man, we're gonna have some badass TVs. Let me tell you guys. So first off, Sony revealed its XBR A1E Bravia 4K OLED TV. This is the company's flagship TV of 2017. With its new technology display, the OLED TVs are coming out pretty strong this year. So OLED TVs reach, deeper black levels, rich and lifelike colors, dynamic contrast, blurless image, and a wide viewing angle. So this Sony TV also has the support of Dolby Vision HDR built in and a chip called 4K HDR processor X1 Extreme that powers the whole thing. This TV is very, very thin. Not as thin as the LG wallpaper, but still, it's very thin, guys. So everything just required that Sony move everything to most of the internals to the fold-out stand around the back. Now, speaking of that stand, it also serves as a subwoofer speaker. While there is no speakers on the screen to be seen anywhere, Sony developed a new acoustic surface sound technology. So the entire screen resonates with rich sound emanating directly from the screen itself. That's a pretty badass new technology. I really want to see this hands-on. Well, Sony claims that this approach produces a wide sound and image synchronization from all angles, even of the sides. Now, something to consider is the stand. As sleek as it looks, I'm not really convinced. You only have the option to stand it, in just one angle, unless you use the wall mount, which brings to another point to consider. There's going to be a special kind of wall mount that adapts to the new design with the rear subwoofer / stand around the back that this TV has. So, that is something to consider, that you can only use this stand in a certain angle and that's it. You can't move it around or anything. Now there's going to be different sizes. It's going to be start from 55-inch, 65, and 77-inch. I don't know about prices for this TV, but I know they're going to be. Sony is very, very expensive. Now moving on to Samsung. Samsung has always been innovating with their LCDs and LEDs panel, and this year it's no different. The new flagship TVs have the new QLED technology that, in my personal opinion, Samsung TVs continue to be the best choice for me. And I'll explain this in just a minute, but first I'm going to talk about the improvements of these new QLED TVs. So one of those upgrades pertains to brightness. QLED TVs reach a peak brightness between 1500 and 2000 nits. That's up from the 1000 peak brightness from the 2016's lineup. Like the one that I have, the KS8500 series, you can reach up to 1000 peak brightness. Now, color reproduction has also been improved. The QLED sets are capable of producing 100% color volume, something that Samsung says that is to be the world's first time ever doing this. So this means that they can express all colors at any level of brightness, with even at their peak luminance of 1500 or 2000 nits. And all of this is possible because they're using this new metal material along with the quantum dot nanocrystals. Samsung's QLED TVs still require backlighting to illuminate those crystals. Remember, they don't self-emit light like the way OLEDs do. So we still have a panel in the back that lights up all these nanocrystals, guys. So what does all this new technology means? Well, regardless of the lighting situation in your living room or wherever you are sitting at, they'll deliver a stunning picture output. Not only that, one thing to consider, QLED keeps its full and rich colors virtually forever compared to the OLED, which they tend to die out with time and usage. So I think that is something very, very important to consider. QLED with this new technology, it's going to keep these colors and these brightness for virtually forever compared to the OLED. Now, another improvement that Samsung did is the clear invisible connection cable. That's how they call it, the invisible cable management that runs from the TV to an external breakout box where you'll find all the HDMI ports and other critical connections, besides from the power cord, which is a separate input. The cable is pretty much invisible. It's virtually invisible, which is perfect if you're one of those people that like to conceal their cables behind the wall. I also like the new design for the wall mount and stand. The new design is up against the wall with this, this is Samsung's own mounting system. It's called no gap wall mount, and it can be mounted flush, making the TV look more like a piece of art than a television. It looks really sick. So if wall mounting is in your plan, then Samsung has two types of tabletop stands that look modern and stylish. They're made from aluminum and stainless steel, and they look pretty sick. I've seen this, and they also swivel. You can turn them and everything. I really like this option because you can virtually put them anywhere, or any furniture or any entertainment center or a desk or a table. You can put this anywhere. I really like the design of these new Samsung QLED TVs with these barely there bezels, not to mention all the metal body and only 10 millimeters deep. It's not the slimmest screen around, but probably because QLED requires a backlight which needs a secondary panel, but it's still damn thin. Another thing to consider is Samsung's remote control. They made it slicker with aluminum materials, but they kept it simple as the 2016 models, which is perfect. This is like the one that I have. It's easy to use, small, and without all those dozens of useless buttons other TVs have. So QLED TVs are going to be available in 55-inch, 65, 75, and a whooping 88-inch. So, you got options right there. One thing I have to give to LG is the innovative design they brought to the market. With its signature series TV, especially with its W series or wallpaper as I call it, it's the thinnest of them all. At 77-inch diameter and only 2.57 millimeters thick, it's so thin that you can't use a traditional screw mount. It rather employs magnets to do the work. LG's OLED tech is famous for its ability to produce vivid, vibrant colors, and the signature wallpaper TV ought to be no exception. The panel itself has been improved too. The LG W7 said to be much brighter than the previous generation. LG claims it's 25% increased brightness. On top of the increased brightness, LG has paid extra attention to color. The company has partnered with Technicolor, and the W7 will have Technicolor Expert Mode, which offers advanced calibration, settings, and more accurate rendering. Also, LG is the only manufacturer to offer both HDR10 and Dolby Vision HDR. But now, the W7 will offer Hybrid Log Gamma HLG, as well as Advanced HDR by Technicolor. That means it will have 4 HDR standards. So why does that matter? Well, Dolby Vision delivers brighter outputs and wider color gamuts than HDR10, which also means it's likely to ensure greater contrast ratios. As the TV is so thin, everything else is built into a soundbar base, separate from the screen. The W7 sound system will feature Dolby Atmos. There are pop-up speakers which will bounce sound off your ceiling and create the illusion that the sound is coming from above. Is that freaking sick or what? This TV is going to be available in 55-inch, which you can pre-order already at Best Buy or LG website. And the 65-inch is going to be around $8,000, while the 77-inch G6 series is going for $20,000. Now, some things to consider, it can only be wall mounted. You can't stand it on a desk or any entertainment center. Now, another thing to consider is that OLED tends to lose their colors with time and usage. That's one problem that LG has to work on in the future. Now, my final thought is, the price, at this moment is very high, $8,000. This TV is definitely not for everyone. So there you have it. Sony, Samsung, and LG battling to be in your living room, game room, bedroom, anywhere you wish to watch movies, play games. Who will win? Samsung with its QLED technology, peak brightness, and accurate colors. Sony with its new OLED TV, the innovative speakers on screen, and their own X1 Extreme processor. Or the LG with its state-of-the-art OLED TV's innovative wallpaper design and HDR options. Well, I guess in the end, price will decide the winner. Well, that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel. There's going to be more, and I'll catch you up. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, Chilster out.